Hello everybody, welcome to Binah Tarot. This is Milagros and I'm going to be doing the February love forecasts for each one of the 12 zodiac signs. By the end of the video I will be explaining the guidelines to participate in the St. Valentine's contest, as well as a new promo I will be offering during the month of February. Let's begin. This month I'm going to be using two different tarot decks since it's the month of St. Valentine's. And the first one is a Lover's Path Tarot deck by Kris, Waldherr, and this is going to be for the Celtic Cross. And the second one is the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette, Baron-Reid, and it is going to be for the advice card. Aries, this is your love tarot scope for the month of February. And the first card we have in the center of the reading is the Fortune. It is the equivalent to the Wheel of Fortune card. And this card represents changes, a period in which your life is going through some readjustments. It is a major arcana, so this card has to do with the things that we cannot always control. It might be that you have triggered these changes yourself, but chances are that you are being part of that changes, and it is, or they are not something that you can have a control over. Although you want to have the control over the changes, you not always have the ability to do it. You're just trying to follow in some way a schedule, a plan, and you want to be able to fulfill it in the best possible way, but you are also struggling with trying to adjust to new situations or circumstances. Crossing, we have the Nine of Staves, which speaks about feeling a bit overwhelmed by the environment, feeling a bit overwhelmed by, even it can be your own energies, it can be somebody else's energies, it can be a situation itself. But it is a moment that after some movement, after some, let's say, initiative from your part to get a certain result on certain things, this card signifies that you are in a point in which you are afraid to be over-involved. You are afraid to get overwhelmed. Maybe this person that is involved into your life is somebody who awakens a big amount of passion for you, and you are just afraid that this is going to be too overwhelming for you, and you just want to keep your defenses high. So this is crossing the changes. It might be that you want to make the changes, but at the same time it is difficult to fight the feelings, to fight the attraction that you have for him or for her. Maybe your life is also putting you in a situation in which you have to make some changes, and maybe speak to this person, maybe give a chance to this person, but your defenses are still high and you're kind of struggling letting the things just go organically. There is some resistance as the topic of this month. During the previous month we have, or during the previous months probably, we have the Two of Coins, which speaks about choices. You might have found yourself in a crossroads in which you had to make a choice between work, between love, between two people into your life, between leaving something behind or walking and moving forward. So it almost feels as if you have taken an amount of time to take the decision, and although you wanted to be determined about it, this is a point in which you finally got the determination because life, in a way, kind of pushed you to do it. You were kind of prompted by life to act or to decide in a certain way. Maybe the decision was eventually not yours to take, and you just had to move along with it. On the top, we have the Five of Arrows that speaks about feeling, it speaks about a feeling of bitterness, like feeling abandoned, like feeling left behind. This is something that is in your head. So inside your head, into the more conscious matters, into the more rational matters, you are seeing this situation as something that is not leaving you a taste of win, a taste of victory. And we know, I mean, Aries is a proud, it's a fire sign. Fire signs are proud, and it almost feels as if you feel that you have been the loser in this sense, or even if you have won, right after how the things turn out, it might, or you might be feeling like the things didn't quite turn out the way you were expecting them to. Maybe in a rational way it felt a lot more cold or a lot more different than how it felt in regards to feelings. Maybe you had to make a decision to be cold, and that decision is kind of waiting on you. On the bottom, we have the Prince of Staves, which represents this other person into your life. And this person, this card represents somebody who is passionate. It can be somebody from a fire sign, such as yourself, Leo or Sagittarius, or it can be somebody with the characteristics of a fire sign. It can even be that the person has Venus on a fire sign. And this represents that whatever is driving you, although you want to be logical, although you want to be rational about this, the passion is driving you. And you are a person who is very passion driven. So it is difficult to fight that passion, but it's also difficult to keep it at bay and to not get overwhelmed by it. But this is something that is under the surface. So although you are not, maybe you are not totally aware of this, but it is still there. And this attraction, this chemistry, this connection is what is keeping you from moving on to a more healthy approach. If you are single, then again, it might be somebody from your past that you're having a difficult time moving on, or somebody that you're feeling attracted to and you are not very sure if you want to take action on it or not. In regards to the current moment, we have the Ten of Staves. And this card represents, it is an advanced from the Nine of Staves. And it represents the time, the moment in which you have had enough of something. Whether this change, because we have a 10, the Fortune card, or the Wheel of Fortune is another 10. So there is a sense of completion in here. And it is quite important during this month. Whatever changes are taking place are taking you towards some sort of closure. Whether it is that you have or will be deciding to keep this person into your life, although you might be quite aware that the way the things are moving forward or are working with this person might not be precisely very healthy for you, but it seems that you have had enough of the pressure. Maybe the other person is putting pressure on you. Maybe if you just have too many things to take care of and you just want to put this to sleep for a while and just do something else. It almost feels as being fed up with something, not maybe because you are you have no feelings about it, because it is a card of exhaustion. It is a card of feeling very tired about something. And this tells me that it can be also something so overwhelmingly passionate that it just gets out of hand. But it is not in a way of being fed up, which is the difference with the Ten of Arrows that we have right above it. And this card speaks about the other person, the influences. And from the other side, we have another 10. So it is definitely a month of completions, of some sort of closure. Even if not of the relationship itself, of an idea that you had in mind. And the staves, the arrows or swords, have to do a lot with ideas. So for this person, something about this relationship has died. It might be the relationship itself. It might be that they are tired. It might be that they felt hurt. Because this card also speaks about feeling hurt. Maybe you had an explosion on this person and you ended up saying some hurtful things, and the person is like, okay, I had enough. I am tired. I am fed up. I don't have anything more to give. And it's almost as getting rid of something or somebody. So from the other side, there is some sort of negative vibe. There is it feels almost as if the other person is in pain, or maybe if you're trying to have or to get close to a person that might not be responding to you the way you want. Maybe this card can also signify that the person is not quite available at the moment because they are still sorting out things. They are still sorting out closures into their lives. They are still sorting out endings. So it's all about new beginnings and endings, but mostly endings during this month. As for the unexpected, we have the Four of Arrows, and this speaks about a moment of passivity, a moment in which there are no actions, there is no movement in a way, and it almost feels as a time for meditation, for resting, for gathering up your strength and just trying to find or find again, let's say, some sort of direction, or getting some sort of illumination in regards to what to do. So I think that but it can also signify in this deck, it can mean that you are like going to get back together with this person for a brief moment. It is a possibility, as I was saying, and if it is something that comes up, it will be unexpected. Maybe you're trying to just get away from each other, but it's one of these really torrid or, you know, very passionate or intense relationships in which sometimes you just get back to it, and it is something that can come up unexpectedly. But it can also be that you are going to find yourself unexpectedly just wanting some time for yourself, or maybe pushed to have some time for yourself. Maybe if you're going through stress, maybe you will just need to rest or to retire, to go somewhere else, to get away in a way from the situation, get in a way unplugged or disconnected. In regards to the future cards, we have in the near future the Nine of Arrows, that speaks about thinking and thinking and thinking even more. So from your side, I mean, in all the logical, in all the rational levels, I see that there is a lot of thinking required from your end. And it feels almost as if you are feeling guilty about being with this person. Maybe you're feeling angry at yourself because this person has not been quite correct with you. And you want to be fair to yourself, but at the same time, it is like a temptation. It is right there. And we have the temptation card. Right on the outcome. So this is the equivalent of the Devil card, and it speaks about situations in which we are feeling we feel bound to certain situations that, as I was telling before, are not healthy, and they kind of suck you in some sort of vortex, and it's kind of difficult to walk away from it. Because you're attracted to this person, because you're attracted to the fire, but the fire is also consuming. And this is something that fire signs or Venus in fire signs know very, very well. You love the fire and you cannot be away from it, but at the same time it is consuming, and it doesn't necessarily mean that the other person is not right, but it might be that the person is not right for you specifically, or that the type of connection you have with this person is not healthy anymore. So it is something to keep in mind. There is a lot of overthinking during this month. There is a lot of reconsidering, maybe sleepless nights, and feeling almost as if you want to run away from this situation. But, you know, just have in mind that you have the Wheel of Fortune in the center of the reading. And this is something that you can take advantage from in order to shift things and to not just get reattached to this. Because with the Devil card, it tells me that there is a new cycle, there is a new beginning, there are changes, but the Devil card or the Temptation card prevents, or is trying to prevent you from getting again involved into the same issues, into the same problems, into the same patterns. As for the Advice card, we have Chaos and Conflict, and this card is quite fitting to the Nine of Arrows, the Temptation card, and what we have right here. It speaks about stubbornness in keeping you in a state of opposition. It might be just that you do not want to be the loser in this situation, and you're having a fight all over again and all over again non-stop because you want to prove your point. So it is not necessary to prolong a fight that you deep down want, you want resolution, but at the same time you don't want to lose. So it's like it keeps going and going all over again and all over again. And it is a good moment for you to learn about your values, your sense of self, what is really important for you. Some things are non-negotiable. So if this person is maybe requesting things that you feel that are way too much for you to do, then that is something to consider as well. It is true, it's not necessary to fight. You can find a way through these stormy emotions to a higher ground. Soon the air will be clear. This speaks about finding that there is a sense. I mean, there is something. Everything is gray and looks a bit depressive, but there is still the light. There is still a way to find that clarity, to clear the air, to get to the resolution of things. And once the storm has passed, a new path will grow. A new path will be right in front of you, and things are going to be or to shift in a different way. This card speaks about things that can become electric and enlightened if you use this time constructively. So it is a time of reflection. It is a time of getting to know what do you want, letting pride behind or aside a little bit if necessary, and trying to use that brainstorm of many rational thoughts in your favor instead of torturing yourself with regrets and more confusion. Please bear in mind that this is just a general reading, and if you want more information, you can always check your ascendant, moon sign, and Venus. If you want to book a private reading, you can do it through the links that I am going to be leaving down below, through my Facebook page or through my website. I'm going to be launching a new promo for the month of February into relationship readings, and the price is going to be for a half-an-hour reading price. Instead of $35, it is going to be $29. It's quite similar to this month, but it is going to be especially into relationship readings. I am also linking my normal rate readings of half an hour, 60 minutes, and the therapeutic reading that I am also offering. This month I am going to be launching a new contest, and it is a St. Valentine's contest that is going to be again to look into relationships. I am going to be leaving the post that you have to share through Facebook down below, and besides sharing this post in public so that I can see who has shared it, the only requirement is to like this video and to subscribe to my channel and to like me on Facebook. Thank you very much for watching, for sharing, for subscribing, for your comments and the support I have been receiving since I began this channel. I wish you all a very, very happy month of February. Happy St. Valentine's Day to everybody, and see you all next month. Bye bye.